Now, if there's one fucking thing that I hate, and I've been very adamant on this channel, and it's one kind of subject that I like to avoid a lot of the times, but I do talk about it here and there, especially when it comes into the spaces that I enjoy the most. And when it comes to video games is at the number one top thing of things that I enjoy in life. First one is video games, second one is gym, third one is absolutely talking shit, which is majority of the time what we do on this channel. But obviously, sometimes I like to talk about some controversial stuff, especially when it's got to do with things that I find extremely interesting, extremely dumb, or things that matter to me a lot. And video games is probably at the top of the list. If there's one thing that I hate, it's fucking politics. I can't stand fucking politics. I don't talk about it as much as possible. But when it starts to come into my fucking video games, like it has in the last few years, because I feel like when it comes to right now, there is so many people that are in the industry that are just trying to funnel their political views into video games. And it pisses me off. It honestly does. It's very adamant. But this tweet that started to go around yesterday. So this was posted by Hazard of Gaming, and they linked an article by Niche Gamer. And to summarize the whole entire article, obviously you can see by the tweet here, it says, Microsoft urges developers not to create female characters with exaggerated body proportions on their official site to support game devs. Site is titled as Product Inclusion Action, Help Customers Feel Seen. And if you click on the article, the whole entire article is basically wrapping around this tweet right here. So this is a tweet from this person. I don't know exactly who this person is, but they tweeted this a couple days ago saying that this is from the new Microsoft's new Gaming for Everyone's Product Inclusion Framework. And in this, they are saying to keep away from negative gender stereotypes. Now, I think stereotypes are good and bad. Stereotypes come from somewhere, but obviously when you get very extreme with stereotypes, they can be harmful in some kind of way. And at times, not only can they be harmful, they can be quite boring and quite like, you know, not really good for any type of like the character design or the story in it. And it can, you know, not really make for a good character at all. But in this, they are saying right here that they are trying to project onto other people that you are creating when you're creating playable female characters that are equal in skill and ability to their main characters. Like, okay, yep, that's fine. And it says here also that are your female characters equipped with clothing and armor that fits their tasks? Do they have exaggerated body proportions? Now, the first fucking part, when it comes to, you know, creating a female character that's equal in skill and ability to its male peers, I don't really think that fucking matters. Like, unless you're actually going out of your way to say like, hey, I want my female characters to be weaker than my male characters. If your main character is a dude, of course he's going to be fucking stronger than everyone else. I mean, it's the main character. That's how it goes majority of the times. Not all characters are equal, and it shouldn't be like that. And to be honest, gender shouldn't fucking matter of whether they're equal or not. But the one we're talking about a lot in this video, about female having their exaggerated body proportions. And obviously, as you saw in like the main photo of the original tweet that was linking this article, is that one of the things that's been going around for the last few weeks was Stellar Blade. When Stellar Blade's screenshots, Stellar Blade's gameplay came out, what was the one thing that it was criticized for? Was its main female character. About her supposedly having these exaggerated body parts because she was hot, because she was sexy. And why does it feel like to me that the only people that are actually really complaining about these exaggerated body parts are like people who aren't good looking whatsoever? Like, I have to be honest. Let's just be honest here. When you saw people complaining about these so-called exaggerated body parts, none of these people were like sane people, were good-looking people. They were all blue-haired, stuck up their asses, far-left political people that were just trying to push their agendas on other people. And then it came out as well. This tweet, I remember seeing this tweet back like last year when all this Stellar Blade shit was going around, is that the character itself wasn't even an exaggeration. It was a real fucking person. It was literally based off a Korean model. A Korean model. They have different standards over there. Obviously, they have different body types. They don't know how to get into their brains that these other countries, especially in the East, especially in like Asian cultures, is that they have extremely different standards and extremely different morals. And honestly, when it comes to putting certain characters in their game, they would rather to have a lot more hotter characters than when it comes to westernized games. One thing that baffles my brain as well is that a lot of the people who do say this, who say like, oh, you should stop having sexy women in video games. The women in video games should look realistic and look like this, where, you know, they fucking got double chins and look ugly and look realistic to what the realistic woman is. None of these people actually really fucking play video games. Let's be honest here, is that the people who are really saying that they don't want to see any more sexy women in video games, they don't play video games. I don't know why they're going after certain stuff and certain, you know, a certain medium that they don't even engage in. They don't engage in whatsoever. The only thing that they engage in is that they somehow got a job somewhere in the industry, because the industry these days doesn't really care about that much about credentials. All they really care about is, do you fit their criteria of them having some kind of diversity in their workplaces, and then they're fitting you into there, and then you come in with all your political standards and saying like, wait, this medium that I don't even care about, this job that really I don't even care about video games. Like, just look at the whole entire Sweet Baby Inc. Debacle, where a lot of the people who are involved in Sweet Baby Inc. and a lot of people who are involved in, I don't know if you remember, I covered it on my video about the people who create dubs for anime over in the Western culture for like 4Kids or whatever the fuck it's called, is that they were changing some of like the wording in the anime to fit their political standards. This is the exact same thing, because both people have come out and said that they don't even care about the medium itself, that they just do this for a job and because they actually want to fit the political standards onto everything else. And also, what I fucking hate as well is the double standard that we have for this, because I saw this article right here about, you know, Xbox now has a black female president for the first time ever, which is great. That's cool. I honestly, I don't care. I think that's cool. I think that's great. As long as she does a good job, whatever. I don't care. But then what else does Microsoft want? Microsoft is against having curvy women. They are against having curvy women. But then I also saw this, is that Dragon's Dogma, which Dragon's Dogma character creation, I've come out and said that Dragon's Dogma character creation is one of the best character creations out there. It's fucking great. The amount of like things that you can do in the character creation is phenomenal. And Dragon's Dogma posted this photo where you can edit the rear size of a male character. And what does Xbox reply to? More. So it's absolutely fine to, you know, have objectively beautiful men and big muscular men in video games, but then it's not good to have curvy women in video games. Another example of this as well is the Great Kotaku. The fucking, oh my god. Like, I don't know if anyone's been following a little bit of the Kotaku. I wish I'd done a video on their downfall the other day, because like a couple days ago, it was really starting to fucking go down. And they're like, you know, a lot of their writers are starting to go at Asmongold, which I've been enjoy watching Asmongold just, you know, not give a fuck about, and people just trying to cancel him, which won't work at all. But this Kotaku articles, look at the contrast between these two articles, is that this first one right here says that I demand to see Oro's dick and balls in Street Fighter V. They're objectifying the male body right there. That is what they're doing. But then they have another article that was posted just the next year talking about how Lost Ark's depiction of female characters feels a decade out of date. I'm sorry, but where's the fucking double standards for that? So we're allowed to have, you know, you want to see some male characters' dick and balls in Street Fighter V, but if they have some sexy women with nice legs, big breasts, small waist, wearing some nice fucking sexy shorts and, you know, revealing clothing, that's out of date. But then you want to go ahead and say that you want to see a Street Fighter male's character's dick and balls? Are you for real? I also saw this tweet as well by Actman. Is that Actman, who retweeted the initial tweet that I showed at the start of the video, and he said, yes, of course, we wouldn't want an exaggerated body proportions on male characters. It might make us men feel insecure. It's funny how, like, when it comes to female characters, everyone kicks up a fuss about this. Well, not everyone, but, you know, the people who are against this, they kick up a fuss about it all the fucking time. What about the amount of male exaggerated characters that we have in video games? Like, he just showed Marcus Felix from Gears of War. I'm sorry, but how many fucking people in the world have arms his fucking size? I have been lifting at the gym. I think my arms are fucking pretty big. I think I have decent sized arms. They're nowhere fucking near. His arms are the size of my fucking legs. His arms are fucking huge. That's disproportionate. But you know what? I look at that and I go, that's fucking badass. I love to see that. Like, why is it that when it comes to us dudes, is that we don't give a shit when it comes to all of these exaggerated male parts, exaggerated male body proportions. But all of a sudden, when it comes to like women having big breasts or big booty or like smaller legs, smaller waists, looking absolutely beautiful in their face, and all of a sudden it's a fucking problem. But let me just put this question to you as well. Is that like, there's been a lot of people think that there's not been that much diversity in video games, especially when it comes to female characters. But there are some iconic female characters, from Bayonetta to Zelda, Lara Croft, and Chun-Li. Those right there are just 4. Oh, and also Samus as well, from Metroid Prime. One of the original female characters in video games, who's been around since like what, the fucking 80s. What does all of these characters have in common? I'll give you a second to try and think about it. They're hot. They're attractive. They are hot characters. Gamers love to play as hot characters. It doesn't matter if it's female or male. We love, even Miss fucking Pac-Man, the original Miss Pac-Man could get it. Like, holy shit. We love to play as hot characters. And that's not just female characters either. And it's not just male gamers. But female gamers also love to play as hot characters as well. You can't tell me that majority of the female gamers who are out there, and I'm not talking about the ones that are on Twitter all the fucking time, they're religiously on Twitter saying about how I want a character to look like me, and then they're 300 pounds with, you know, looking absolutely terrible, like they haven't fucking had a shower in 3 years, or haven't even done up their face in 2 years either. But no, majority of female gamers out there also like to play as hot characters too. I could attest to this. I've had ex-girlfriends who are gamers, and they love to, they would like to play as a hot character, whether it's a female or a male. And us male gamers, who are the majority, we are the majority. As much as like there are more female gamers now than there has ever been, which is fucking great. I love to see that girls these days are getting into video games. I fucking love to see that. But it's still a male-orientated field. And you have to go towards your audience. What your audience wants, to a certain extent, you have to give that to them. And what do we want? We want hot characters. That's what we want. I don't want to boot up a game and all the characters are fucking ugly. No. I mean, at the moment, I'm playing R6 Siege. That's what I've been playing a lot recently. And I play Apex Legends. The characters in those games are fucking hot. Gridlock, she could sit on my face. I'm just saying. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this down below. I think this whole entire, you know, thing about trying to have more diversity in video games and not trying to have these hot characters and trying to make characters less curvy or less sexy. It's like, no. I want to have a hot character, whether it's a male or a female. I want my characters to look good. I want my game to look good. That's it from me, guys. Peace out.